evening, Dr. Vidya. And good evening, dear students. We are now starting off with the Art of Life Success Mantra. Be kind to your mind by Dr. Vidya Hari, who is the director of Smile Dental Clinic, a consultant dental surgeon and an implantologist, laser, gold and aesthetic consultant, inspirational speaker, psychotherapist and a counselor, businesswoman and an entrepreneur, past president of the Indian Dental Association Madras branch. She has got a lot of qualifications, starting with BDS, and then she is also a PGD in MLS, medical legal systems, postgraduate diploma in hospital and healthcare management, postgraduate diploma in geriatric care, diplomat in implant dentistry from American Academy of Implant Dentistry, diplomat in neuromuscular orthodontics and anathology, MSc in psychotherapy and counseling, MPhil in counseling, fellowship in laser dentistry, University of Geneva, Italy, diplomat in dental photography, diplomat in dental photography of the University of Birmingham, certificate program in strategic digital marketing. To add on to her qualifications, Dr. Vidya Hari is a passionate psychotherapist and counselor practicing for over a decade, serving people with concerns, an entrepreneur, a social activist investing time in feminine concerns of cancer, a half marathoner, an artist, animal lover, loves adventure and sports and traveling, an absolute positive woman with a go-getting attitude who wins million hearts with a radiant smile. Presenting to all of you Dr. Vidya Hari, and she is also the Miss Beautiful Smile 2017, Miss Alagi 2019, Miss Attitude 2019, Dr. Abdul Kalam Lifetime Achievement Award, Miss Shakti in 2020, to mention few of her awards. So with this, now I invite Dr. Vidya Hari to speak on the topic Be Kind to Your Mind under the topic of the Art of Life Success Mantra. And before the speaker comes in, I would request the students not to do any kind of drawings or you are scribbling on the PowerPoint presentation. Please kindly adhere to these instructions. Those who are doing will be watched by me and you are ineligible for the certificate. Madam, now over to you. Please come, Dr. Vidya Hari.
Thank you so much, Shankaran sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, thank you so much, Shankaran sir and Kripakaran sir, for this kind invitation. And it is such a pleasure to talk to all of you from the TANUVAS, ICAR, NAHEP, IDP. And today the topic is going to be kind to your mind. And I'm sure in the next 1 hour, all of you are going to travel a very beautiful journey with me. Why do I say so? I say so because as I was preparing this presentation for all of you, I truly enjoyed the entire presentation. So I'm confident that that is what it's going to be for all of you too. So for all those students who have logged in, I would recommend you to have a piece of paper and a pen and lend me your ears for the next 1 hour, because it's going to be a life-changing experience for all of you. That is what I would say. And if you're truly taking the inputs of this presentation, I'm confident your life is going to be changed in the next 5 years' time. Okay. So again, going back to the topic, the art of life, the success mantra. So be kind to your mind. The mental health matters. Today, after going through a real big pandemic in our lives, I'm sure people are looking out for holistic way of life. They have understood where to stop, halt, and see, and where to really move forward. And all of us have gone through some kind of a panic attack or a depression or some kind of a stress levels in the last few months, if I could say. So definitely to understand that being kind to your mind really matters. What is an empowering education? If you ask me, all of us have definitely got into a kind of a book reading, And this book reading has helped us grow in life, whether it was in the 10th standard, 12th standard, or right now as a professional. But to empower education, today we have gone into the digital way of life, where I'm so happy that, sitting in remote cities, maybe even of India or the world, we are able to connect with our loved ones through this, technology. And that is so amazing, because little did we know that we would be, sitting in our own places, but still we could hear lectures or we could teach. I have been in the teaching faculty for the last 25 years. So thinking about teaching from a class board, that is the blackboard and pen, chalk, and then going on to the OHP sheets, and then into the digital way. And now it is into a different platform altogether from an online version. So this is truly, a dream come true for many people who were looking out for getting value added education from the comforts of their own houses. Education, if I could say, is definitely the key to success. I would highly appreciate people not to scribble, because it does cause a little bit of distraction. So education is the key to success, and this is how we have the way of a life. We have gone to classroom. If you look at it, has changed. So how does it change in your daily life and in the betterment of society? It brings awareness in the society. It helps you get rid of any superstitious beliefs if you have. There is improvement of health, income, and security. It develops a positive attitude in society. It brings peace and prosperity. And definitely, it is a way of success, right? Education plays a very important role. And all of you being college students, I'm sure this is a very important thing. If you look at education, it's also the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. And that's what Nelson Mandela said that. To understand the student voice, so I would definitely like to be on the student side, because I was also a student once upon a time, right? So from the student's point of view, if you're going to understand, it is to hear from all students in the class. When you listen to a topic, there is articulation of student ideas and thoughts, which is very important, because one person might only think in one particular way, but a lateral thinking comes when you're able to listen and learn from each other. And students' ability to understand how they learn best, and the ability to use the data to help them decide what and how they learn. That is also very important. So not only that they are able to learn, they are able to get the data and process it in their minds, and further they demonstrate what they have learned in a way that interests them into their strength. That is the next one. So first you listen, then you articulate with each other, you understand, and thereby you demonstrate. This is a very famous quote by Albert Einstein, who said that everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. So each of us are born with absolute talents. Now it is up to us to understand how do we want to harness these talents of ours to bring about that positive change in the society. I'm sure all of us were breaking our heads or racking ourselves with the corona period. And we were going through some tension, emotional stress, anxiety, and pain. But the whole idea was change. And we all needed to change, a change which we wanted to bring, which would give us a positive impact on the society. There's somebody's audio which is on. I would appreciate if they can switch it off. and stop scribbling, because you will see this line continuously coming if it is not, erased.
Dr. Vidya, sorry to interrupt. May I request the students not to do any kind of scribbling on the PowerPoint screen, please. Whoever has done it, please erase it. See, you are going to listen to a wonderful speaker. You are going to get a lot of benefit out of the speech. So kindly keep away from all this kind of activities, please.
Okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Shankaran. We'll go ahead. So now if you look at this image, it's I don't know how many of you can understand what topography it is, but this is the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, right? So have you ever realized that this Great Barrier Reef has two aspects to it? One side of it, which does not have the current, is very lifeless. You can see the diver on the top image, where you will be able to appreciate that there is flora, but there's nothing there. Whereas the lower aspect of the same picture, if you look at it, that is the area where there is so much of undercurrent, and this undercurrent causes a lot of life, which is so beautiful to see. Similarly, when life throws challenges, I'm confident a person who actually faces the challenges and works is actually benefited through that challenge. So be kind to your mind, and I'm going to help you cope with this stress during the COVID-19 period. One, pause, breathe, notice how you feel. Take breaks from the COVID-19 content. You don't have to be so updated with all the statistical information which is thrown onto you. Make time to sleep and exercise. Bringing in some positive hormones or the endorphins is very important for all of us. Reach out and stay connected, and seek help if overwhelmed or you feel very unsafe. So what can you do? The step one, you can inhale for a count of 1 and 2. You can purse your lips, and after you've pursed your lips, you can breathe out slowly. So that is one way where you can be really kind to your mind. Now, when we say inhale, what do we mean by inhale? We mean inhale good thoughts, good feelings, good moods, good food, and good sleep. And what do you exhale? You exhale negative thoughts, negative information, negative situations, negative people, and negative words. So, if I have to say you have to be kind to your mind, I will also stress on a point. Do what you love. Have fun with your friends and be active. Celebrate what makes you special. Eat healthy. Take a break. Connect with others. Give yourself some time. This time is for retrospection into yourself, in your life, and introspection into your own personal life. Help out. Share a smile. Sing if you can. Give a helping hand and sleep. Do things big and small. Be unique. Feel totally free to be very silly, giggle, and hug. All of this, along with a good laugh, can really change the way you want to look at life. How can you exercise? You can exercise your brain. You can learn something new in this time, or you could read a book. All this is definitely going to help you move forward in life. There are a few tips which I would like to share with you, and this is in terms of improving your mental health. You could meditate, ask for help, keep a journal of your gratitude, try to be active, be outside in nature as much as possible, and talk to yourself very kindly. Do something creative, look on the bright side, Practice deep breathing. Do a task which you're good at. Avoid any social comparison that that person is better than you. Sleep and rest adequately, and make your daily chores more fun to do. Watch something that uplifts you. Don't let anybody pull you down. Not a person and not a situation. Make a playlist of feel-good songs like you must have heard. These are a few of my favorite things from Sound of Music. Something like that. Spend time with empowering people. Help others, especially those in need. Avoid multitasking and procrastination. Always practice mindfulness. That is something which all of us need to do. Make a list of things you are thankful for. Improve your posture and your body language. Eat nutritious food and drink lots of water. Remind yourself that you're doing your best. Take breaks from social media and your phone and distance yourselves from things that you don't feel good about. And I'm sure you all know about the Mental Health Awareness Week, which is from 18th to 24th May. And you need to speak your mind because that is something which is very important. I'm going to show you a beautiful video. I would appreciate if you can concentrate on this. I'm sure you must have enjoyed this video which you've just seen. So if you thought that obstacles are there as roadblocks, please think them as your stepping stones to success. And you can think and grow rich. I'm not sure how many of you have read this book by Napoleon Hill, and it is Think and Grow Rich, and that's so beautiful. So if you look at your life is something like a blueprint for change. Imagine an architect. He would have drawn something on a piece of paper and he brings it to reality for the person who's building the house. Imagine what can you do if you have a blueprint for change, a blueprint which is going to change your entire life so that you can be called a successful person. So you can start with the end in mind. A famous saying which goes saying that if you're failing to plan, you're planning to fail. So if I look at this and if I think, what are my dreams and what would I want at the end of life? I'm sure all of you will have these answers. You would say you would want to have a great house. You would want to have lots of money. I'm sure most of you are not married, so you would want to get married and have children. You would want to visit the entire world and maybe have some, priceless possessions for yourself. So this is so very important to understand that you need to start with the end in mind. And the second most important thing is to understand that you should recognize yourself or know yourself. That is the next important thing. What do you want to know yourself on becomes the next criteria, right? So imagine all the money worries, the motivation, the comparison between people, the decision makings which works for one person and not for the other, a lot of failure, disappointment, fear, isolation, overthinking, self-doubt, and any other imposter syndromes. So the most valued soft skills are, if you look at the soft skill chart, are these 10 important points: confidence, time management, self-management skills, friendliness and manners, ambition, focus, common sense, situational awareness, enthusiasm and optimism, and empathy. Today, I'm going to touch upon a few of these soft skills to help you understand, if you have a plan in mind or when you have a plan in mind, how you can get yourself to that success ladder. I'm sure most of us are glued to our cell phones, and most of us understand that this cell time is draining us of our time. So how do you practice mindfulness? You need to take a seat, find a place that you can sit to calm and quiet yourself. Set a time limit, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. If you want to start, notice your body as you sit comfortably. How long can you sit that way? Feel your breath. The more you feel your breath, you will help yourself grow inside out. Notice when your mind has wandered. And what is it wandering on? What are the thoughts which is coming into your mind? And be very kind to your wandering mind. You don't have to give it instructions, and please don't judge yourself as you do this. Just relax and enjoy the thoughts which go through this. So what do you think are your time stealers? Your time stealers are time wasting. How do you waste time? If you ask me, you have not had an agenda for your day. You should know how to work your day through. Not knowing what to do with the time. Suddenly you had 24 hours in your hand, but you did not know what to do. Most of us, even those days, found it so difficult to, complete our tasks for the day. Poor time motivation. That's again very important. Interruptions by people or cell phones, which is again something which you need to think about. And taking, too long to go to work. You will say, let me procrastinate and then let it get done later. Things like that. Not prioritizing your work. Meetings which run longer than expected, and doing other people's work due to their absence. All this are time stealers. So once you understand those time stealers in your life, you can understand how you can actually maximize or optimize your time. So let's see what is very important. Is it time or money? I'm sure you will hear a word which says, or a saying which says, Time and tide waits for no man. Nobody has spoken that about money. So time is the most precious commodity, if I could say. And as a student, you should know how to capitalize on your time. So how do you manage your time? If I have to talk about time management skills, I need to tell you that time management is a huge topic by itself. And you need to understand that it is the most important resource you have. You need to have a set time allocated, and these set times should be monitored so that you finish all your tasks or any deadlines or any projects which you have in hand correctly. An organization must definitely ensure that the time is spent productively by closely monitoring all the tasks and activities. And time wasting can really be very costly. You would not understand this if you go 5 years from today, because 5 years before, you never thought you're going to face such an pandemic, right? But when it happens, you should also know that time which you have right now is the most precious commodity. And the same thing holds good for an organization also, whether you are an employee or you are a management staff, all of which is going to really play a very important role. How do you actually maximize or optimize your time? If I have to tell you, you should optimize your time in these 4 categories: urgent and important, things which you need to do it and you need to do it now. That is the urgent and important. Next is urgent but not important. So you have to, put all your tasks into 4 categories. Next is not urgent, but yes, important. I need to get this job done. And then not urgent and not important. So once you classify your time into these 4 categories, it will definitely help you get the best out of the life. Turn it off. That is what we tell. Turn off all your TVs and negative information feeders. Read a book instead. And what would you, give importance to when I speak about reading a book? I would say get these books which really help you connect to yourself. These are the best sellers. And I generally read 1 book a month, so that, when I look back into my library, I feel I've grown, because this book would give you so much of inputs which wisdom won't give you, right? So this is something very important. Next is to understand strategic analysis. This is called the SWOT principle, which is so very important in the management side. You have the internal and the external. When we speak about SWOT, it is an anagram for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strength is to build and enhance yourself. Weaknesses is to resolve and reduce. Opportunities, it is to exploit and expand. And threats is what you need to avoid or thwart. I'm going to show you a video right now, and I would appreciate if you all really pay attention to this awesome video on SWOT analysis.
Once upon a time, a turtle and a rabbit had an argument about who was faster. They decided to settle the argument with a race. The turtle and the rabbit both agreed on a route and started off the race. The rabbit shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing he was far ahead of the turtle, he thought he'd sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The turtle, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race, emerging as the undisputed champ. The rabbit woke up and realized that he'd lost the race. The moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. This is the version of the story that we've all grown up with. But our version of the story continues. The rabbit was disappointed at losing the race, and he did some thinking. He realized that he'd lost the race only because he had been overconfident, careless, and lax. If he had not taken things for granted, there's no way the turtle could have beaten him. So, he challenged the turtle to another race. The turtle agreed. This time, the rabbit went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several miles. The moral of the story? Fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. It's good to be slow and steady, but it's better to be fast and reliable. But the story doesn't end here. The turtle did some thinking this time and realized that there's no way he can beat the rabbit in a race the way it was currently formatted. He thought for a while and then challenged the rabbit to another race, but on a slightly different route. The rabbit agreed. The turtle and rabbit started off. In keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast, the rabbit took off and ran at top speed until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. The rabbit sat there, wondering what to do. In the meantime, the turtle trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. The moral of the story? First, identify your core competency, and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. The story still hasn't ended. The turtle and rabbit by this time had become pretty good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been run much better. So, the turtle and rabbit decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. They started off, and this time the rabbit carried the turtle till the riverbank. There, the turtle took over and swam across with the rabbit on his back. On the opposite bank, the rabbit again carried the turtle, and they reached the finishing line together. Both the turtle and rabbit felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they'd felt earlier. The moral of the story? It's good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies. But unless you're able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you'll always perform below par, because there will always be situations at which you'll do poorly and someone else does well. Teamwork is mainly about situational leadership, letting the person with the relevant core competency for a situation take leadership. And that is the end of the story.
So I'm confident that all of you would have understood. All of us are parts of a puzzle. And this puzzle gets completed when each of us understand our strength and work towards our strength, minimize our weaknesses, understand the opportunities ahead in life for waiting for us, and the threats so that we can be cautious in our way of life. For which we need to be ambitious, and ambition would come only if you're hardworking, you're dedicated, you're going to determine it and understand with what kind of vigor you're going to work on it, and also face failures. Failures does not mean defeat. Failures always work as a stepping stone to success. Next, what you need to do is focus. Focus means avoid distractions. You need to fix your mind on whatever you want to work on and move ahead with minimizing your distraction. So stop getting distracted by things that have nothing to do with your goals. Only if you have written down your goals would you know what a distraction is all about. Otherwise, you will not know that the distraction is actually a time stealer also, right? Next is starve your distraction and feed your focus. That's how you need to move forward. Because if you don't do this, your distractions are going to, take a lot of time in your life. I'm sure all of you would have heard about a story where a jar was there and a bigger pebbles were allowed to get in, and then the smaller pebbles, and then sand, and then water. So that is how you need to feed your focus. You need to put the bigger chunks of importance into your life first, and then only get into the other parts of life. How do you determine, and how can you strengthen your determination? How can you be motivated for a longer time and get success? Wake up with a determination and go to bed with satisfaction. That is how you work. So if you have that time slot, as I had told you, of dividing your day into 4 important categories of urgent and important, you will, when you get up, when you wake up, you will be determined to complete all the work which are urgent and important. And then when you go to bed, you will feel a sense of satisfaction. Next is confidence. So how can you boost your levels of confidence? As I told you, the SWOT principles: list out your strength, accept your limitations, don't and should be never be a part of yourself. If the turtle had thought about that he can never win against the hare, I'm sure you would understand that he wouldn't have been able to find out that he can also swim in water, but the hare cannot do that. So that is where you should understand where you can bring out your strength. Gain some perspective. That's always called a lateral way of thinking. So gain that perspective. Try something new. Celebrate your wins and practice positive self-talk. Appreciate yourself. If you don't appreciate yourself, I'm not sure how many people will sit and appreciate you. And accept compliments with grace. Show others how to treat you by treating them a very nice way. And be kind to yourself. So remove this word from your dictionary which says, I can't do it. Remove the T's or knock out those T's so that you will understand you can do it would be the way forward. Attitude is a little thing that makes a huge or a big difference, as said by Winston Churchill. You should understand that you need to have that correct dose of attitude and not arrogance when you work. And success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. I'm not sure how many of you know the emotion quotients. And if you look at the emotion quotients of a man, you would see that the negative quotients give you very little energy. The energy quotient is around 20 for shame. For fear or grief, it is around 175. Now just look at love, joy, peace, enlightenment. They are all so high up. And I'm sure with Valentine's Day coming and this entire month dedicated for love, you could love your parents, you could love your teachers, love your fellow friends. And this love is so beautiful because you will be increasing that kind of positive vibes, not only amongst yourself as a person, which is called self-love, you will also be doing that to the fraternity around you. And that is something which is very important. The next thing is, look at your body's response to such emotions. Now, when you look at your body's response to these emotions, see how it works with happiness. You're all glowing with energy. And look at it when you're depressed or when you're neutral. So this is how you need to understand that your quotient, your energy quotient, plays a very important role in actually empowering yourself. Be enthusiastic and be very optimist. Now this is something which you need to definitely develop over a period of time. If you thought knowledge is power, but understand enthusiasm pulls out the switch. It's always nice to keep smiling and be happy. It would attract the right kind of positive people in your lives too. What is the importance of exercise? I'm so Happy that, I see Dr. Shankaran playing cricket and being very active physically. That's very important. Since I know him also as a friend, it is very nice that, we all are like like-minded people. So what are the benefits of exercise? Definitely, it helps in the production of neurochemicals that promote the brain cell repair. It improves memory. It lengthens the attention span when you're working or when you're sitting and listening to a lecture. It boosts the decision-making skills. It prompts growth of new nerve cells and blood vessels. And it improves multitasking and planning. And you can always spend a lot more time within yourself as you are going to exercise. So these are the basic concepts of exercising. Next is to understand the holistic way of living, or the 6 keys to mental health. Socially being connected, staying active, managing stress. Give your brain a very healthy diet, take in only positive, as I told you before. Have good quality sleep and have a meaning and purpose to life. These are the 9 grids which you can actually concentrate on. Do something for 10 minutes every day which makes you feel calm. Write a letter to someone. Today you can write a mail or text a WhatsApp. Share your favorite well-being tip. Tell someone your favorite thing about them. At least tell 5 people that every single day. Do something to make someone laugh. Give to a good cause. Send an inspirational quote to someone to start their day. You never know, it would be a thing to change their way of life. Create a poster to stick on your window for passers-by to enjoy as they pass through. And listen to a song that makes you want to dance. I'm sure if I had put some foot tapping number, most of you would have wanted to start dancing, right? So always shake a leg whenever you think you need. As Maya Angelou said, you will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. Now, this is something which will help you empower yourself. A beautiful book series by the Rich Dad Poor Dad author called Robert T. Kiyosaki, and I'm sure you must have heard his name. He gives you 6 basic principles to walk ahead in life. If you want to be rich, invest in your mind and buy assets. The single most powerful asset we have is our mind. Don't compromise on that then. People who avoid failure also avoid success, which means failure is a stepping stone to success. So if you have not tried enough and not failed, that means you have not done anything in life. Business is like a wheelbarrow. Nothing happens until you start pushing, which means you need to be proactive and bring about the momentum. Great opportunities are not seen with your eyes, they are seen with your mind. So always look out for the opportunities which help to enrich you. When it comes to money, the only skill most people know is working hard. So I help people work smart. And you can reach out to me if you think that you want to really, be an entrepreneur. This is something which I always tell to people. These are called the spokes of a wheel. You have only one life, my dear friends, and I'm sure you want to get the best out of your life. So think about what all are you looking for in your life? What are the relationship goals, health goals? Whom do you want to mentor? How much do you want to educate yourself? How do you want your finances to be? How much fun do you have? What about the way of dressing? Your fitness goals, your family, your psychological goals? How much of charity you want to do to the underprivileged? And how much of professional accolades do you want? How do you want to be good in your academics? What kind of an attitude you have? How social are you? How spiritual are you? How emotionally strong are you? What is your vision of life? What are you passionate about? And what excites you? What helps you take a trip down memory lane and enjoy the trips you have made in your life? All these form the spokes of a wheel. The master the art of work life balance is something which most of us don't understand. We drain our work life, and then you don't have anything to do with your personal life. So here I'm going to share another short video to help you understand a peek into my day of life. Okay. So I'm sure all of you want to have the best out of your life. This is what I keep saying. Explore new horizons, reinvent yourself every single day, and constantly challenge the challenges in your life. It's one life you got. Don't just breathe. Live your life king size. Take one day at a time and evolve as a person in your journey of life. Let's see how to empower others to touch the world. Now, this is something where we learn about coexistence. I'm going to tell you a short story, the story of the sunflowers. I'm sure all of us love to hear stories, right? So when you look at the sunflower, you would see that it looks so smilingly at the sun, and it draws all the positive energy from the sun. However, if you can understand, if there is a gloomy day, and that gloomy day, you don't see the sun. So how do the sunflowers work? So I want to be like a sunflower so that even on the darkest days, I will stand tall and find the sunlight. So how do they find sunlight on those darker days? They look at each other, and that is how they follow. When it is cloudy or gray, they face each other and share their energy. So imagine, do you want to be that person whom people want to look out for so that you can spread that positive vibes? Be the sunflower or the sunshine in people's life. The most important person in your life is you. Be happy, stay positive and optimist. Bounce back on life. Be courageous and resilient. Be committed to self-care. Love yourself immensely. You're unique. I'm going to show you a short video right now.
You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your ability. You're capable of anything. You can achieve any dream. Please don't limit yourself. Don't live your life limited. It's not all sadness and misery. Life's a challenge, but you will succeed. Take control of how you feel in every circumstance. Work on yourself daily. Your story's far from done. The best is yet to come. To achieve, you must believe. You can live out all your dreams. Persevere, you'll make it through. What you need is all in you. When you believe, you will achieve. You can live out all your dreams. It's about time you knew the truth. You got the power all in you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. yet to come. To achieve, you must believe. You can live out all your dreams. Persevere, you'll make it through. What you need is all in you. When you believe, you will achieve. You can live out all your dreams. It's about time you knew the truth. You got the power all in you. To achieve, you must believe. You can live out all your dreams. Persevere, you'll make it through. What you need is all in you. When you believe, you will achieve. You can live out all your dreams. It's about time you knew the truth. You got the power all in you.
So I'm sure at the end of 1 hour, you would have understood that all your career, what you're thinking about in life, is a mix of what your education can give, a vision you have, the soft skills which you are going to develop, the interests, the values, and your goals in your life, which is going to be the success mantra, for which I'm sure your college has got into a lot of programs. You can design your programs which will help you get your goals formatted. You can attract participation from participants. You can connect with your mentors, guide and get their assistance, and measure your success with mentoring programs which can create a positive impact in your life. And you can get a certificate of good conduct when you do so. And this, when you take it forward, will help you get better jobs and bring in that coexistence between your employers and the job seekers, which you might become in few years' time. As the saying goes, the mediocre teacher tells, a good teacher explains, a superior teacher demonstrates, and a great teacher inspires. This saying is said by William Arthur Ward. I'm going to share a video right now of my student.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sunil. I'm a prosthetist currently practicing in Qatar. When I wanted to make a video about Vidya ma'am, I thought I'm going to really make a marathon video talking about her for hours and hours together. But she called up and said she's not going to give me more than a minute. I was initially disappointed, but then I thought, okay, at least I've got a minute to talk about her, this wonderful person. I've known her for almost 25 years now. She initially got introduced to me as a teacher, but now I proudly say she's a mentor to me. Because whatever I am today, whatever I'm doing in my clinic, I think it's all because of her. I'm honestly telling you, if she had not been there in my professional career, I wouldn't have been doing what I'm doing right now. At least 50% of the work which I'm doing right now. Because she had been an amazing selfless teacher. She has dared so many other senior professors just to teach us. Because you just need to show your attitude that you are willing to learn. And that's she's very particular about. She will not teach anyone. She's not going to give cases to anyone. She made a point that we read and come. She gives only the deserved person. And that is actually a real attitude of any teacher, a real model of any teacher. She lives her model. She never had pulled down her moral. You read and come, I'm going to give you the cases. You do hard work, you will be paid for it. This is the kind of a teacher we all would require at this stage and this particular time. I think I've not seen many of them. She's not only been a teacher, she's always been a guide and a philosopher, personal level as well. She never ceases to amaze me. She's been a fantastic person. And she has a Midas touch. She touches anything. You be it a cooking, any artwork, dance, sports. You call her even now, she'll be ready to run 100 meters, even 150 meter dash. She's such an energetic person. She just spreads only positivity around her. She's got an infectious smile that's more than enough to say yes to anything. Even if the toughest of the work, she'll smile and tell you, you'll be immediately ready to do it. She has been an amazing person. That's what I would say. She has not, I wouldn't say she has not taught me, but she probably indirectly taught me. I have learned so many things from her. I don't know. I'm lacking in adjectives probably because it was given in a short notice. I don't know, and it's not a scripted one. Probably if you ask me to write it, probably I'll be writing for hours and hours together. She's always been an friend. I owe a lot to her, even my professional career, especially my personal level as well. She's been amazing person. That's it. Nothing can match her. There can never be another person like her in my life. That's what is the final thing I could say. Because I have to cut it short, I'm just cutting it short. All the best, ma'am. Thanks for everything. Thanks for everything. And God be with you. Be blessed always.
So I'm sure this is what you would want to get out of this presentation. So what do you want out of life, my dear friends? Face the competitive world, grow with experience, develop the concentration for your future to be focused, wholehearted participation, better capacity to think, analyze, innovate, dream, and visualize. Develop the good presence of mind, develop courage to succeed, the aptitude to think beyond, the attitude for gratitude, self-confidence and optimism in life, and develop hobbies and play games or be involved in any kind of sports. With those few words, thank you to John sir and Dr. Shankaran for this awesome opportunity, and thank you, dear friends, for the patient listening. If you want to contact me, this is my contact number, and then we could have a lot more conversations.
I think Dr. Vidya, you have clarified everyone's ideas, thoughts, and how they should be. That's why they're all not having any words to tell.
Thanks goes only to you, Doctor, because you made it possible.
Thank you. Thank you. And on behalf of the TANUVAS IDP scheme of Nagar, I would like to thank Dr. Vidya Hari, who has come forward immediately to come and give a talk on the art of life success mantra. Be kind to your mind. It's one of the awesome speech I think most of you would have heard, and she has delivered in her own style. And I would say that she's really a great teacher who has inspired many. And we would like to hear more from her in the future as well. So on behalf of the students who are present here, I think we had close to around 208 people. So that's a good number that you have today. And the style of presentation, my dear students, it is not only the style of presentation, she had done a lot of homework to have this type of presentation being presented to you today. So she has done a lot of brain work. She has put a lot of time hours in making this kind of PowerPoint presentation to make it more interesting, more meaningful to you, so that some of these videos that you have seen, some of the phrases or the quotes that is mentioned will always be useful to you in your life to succeed. So thank you so much, Dr. Vidya, once again, and we look forward to you for many such talks and presentations. Maybe soon we will have something in person as well. Thank you so much again on behalf of all the team members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shankaran, for those kind words, and thank you so much to all the students for the patient listening.